as Chris Paul gets in another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long-range jumper.
P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Chris Paul bringing dinner with the dish. D-Book on the corner with the swish. We the Valley, hating with the dump. Posterizing, now the crowd getting pumped. We the best, I ain't talking about Cali. Who's next? Never winning in the Valley. Can't wait for that championship rally. Send them home, send them back to Cali. Stand up if you're down for the Suns. Put a finger in the air, we number one. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast, Season 2, Offseason, Episode 6. We are joined here today by Hamo. How you going, Hamo?
Good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, fabulous, mate. Fabulous. And Boyd, as always, is back hatless today for the first time ever in pod history. How you going, Boyd?
Second time, but going great, buddy. Cheers.
Fantastic. And we have a special guest today. He did drop out, so I'll get him back in here. We're bringing in Justin from Fanning the Flames, the OG podcast over in the US. How you going, Justin?
Gentlemen, thank you for having me. Doing fabulous. How are you guys doing on this lovely Sunday afternoon in Australia, yes?
Yes, it is. We are. Well, I'm doing fantastic. I mean, we're on a Sunday afternoon talking Suns with our favourite guest. So it can't be any better.
Stop.
What about you two lads? You got anything for Justin before we kick off?
No,
mate, you're looking well.
Let's get into it. It's my first time speaking with Justin, so I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm always
very
excited,
good.
Though.
That is true. You are always excited. Very, very happy to have everyone here. Hopefully, we'll get a few jumping onto the live chat and getting us going. We've got anyone who is online, jump into the chat. Make sure you engage over the course of the show. We'd like to speak to you guys as much as we possibly can. So, making sure that you join in and chat along with us. So we will kick straight off and go into. We're going to start off with update time. So we have over the last couple of weeks, basically banned all KD trade talk because every other podcast has been doing it. We have released the ban for this show. One, because Justin's on, but two, because something happened since our last pod. So we want to be able to talk about that. Kevin Durant met with Joe Tsai, the owner of the Brooklyn, New Jersey Nets, and told him straight out that either sack your general manager and your coach or trade me. We'll get to Justin last because obviously you're in the hot seat over there and probably hear more than what we do. But Hamo, what were your thoughts there? Did that get you excited? Do you think that makes it closer for us to end up with the Kevin Durant trade to the Suns? What are your thoughts?
Man, if anything, I'm a massive KD fan. I love me some KD. But I don't know, man. This is starting to get a little bit silly. Someone's going to have to put a stop to him. Like, you can't just be a baby like this about everything, man.
How's he been a baby, though?
Oh, it's either me or them. Take your pick. That's like a really bad ex-girlfriend, bro. And notice I said ex-girlfriend.
But if you're at work and your boss is a piece of shit, and you get another job offer or a better opportunity, would you not walk in there and say, listen, boss, you're a piece of shit and I've got a better opportunity somewhere else.
That's a different story, though. You're not going to the boss above him and saying, get rid of this boss or else I'm walking.
Well, you may be doing that. You may be doing that, going to your direct or the major boss about a supervisor.
Either way, I don't think anyone wants Kevin Durant to be part of the Nets next season. I don't think so. So, I don't know. All reports he's going to either Miami, Boston, or it's Philadelphia. Either way, we're still in the same position, man. Yeah, he's been hanging around Phoenix. Yeah, he's been hanging out with people doing things and whatnot. PHNX had a lot of fun with that, but still just a lot of wait and see, man. That's all it is.
And
No, very good.
You guys did hear that he was not in Phoenix, right?
Yes, I did hear that one. Even after the PHNX, they pretty much did an entire pod saying he was in Phoenix, and then it came out that he wasn't in Phoenix. So, just this one's for you here, Justin. That's from Boyd. That's from Boyd, who's sitting next to you, basically.
He's not wrong.
Boyd, what's your thoughts on the latest KD news?
Oh, look, I was expecting some sort of ultimatum, I guess, from KD, because he's got a lot of respect for Joe Tsai, and that's mutual. So I expected there to be some sort of I wouldn't even say ultimatum. I expected there to be a way for him back to Brooklyn in this meeting. Otherwise, it probably doesn't happen. And that was it. And it's a really tall order. And obviously, Joe Tsai is not going to follow through and do that. So look, I think he's. I'm honestly, as far as KD goes, I'm more concerned about him having another team he's interested in. If the wall wears thin on KD and he's like, fuck, they're not going to put me in Phoenix where I want to go. Okay, how about this team or how about that team? The longer it goes, I worry about more teams becoming options. That's my main concern. Like the ultimatum that he gave Joe Tsai doesn't bother me at all. It is what it is. It's not going to happen. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Justin, what have you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, that ultimatum is about as clear of a line as KD can draw without saying I'm not reporting to camp, right? And I think everybody's been of the mindset that KD's not the type of guy that's going to go as far as saying I won't report to camp. But like I said, this is about as close as you can get to doing that. Of course, you've got Tsai coming out right afterwards saying he's supporting their coach and their front office. So writing's on the wall that KD really can't be back in Brooklyn next year at this point, right? Now, Boyd, you bring up an interesting point about if KD's preferred team becomes preferred teams. And one thing I'll say is in the report that we've seen after that meeting, right, it talked about the interest that teams had, but there is nothing in there saying that KD made any change in terms of what his destination choice was, right? So at the end of the day, what has he done? He's drawn that line of the sand, and for all intents and purposes, that one place that he wants to go is still Phoenix. I mean, I haven't seen anything else. Like I said, we see reporting out there about teams' interest, but nobody has said KD has added Boston or added Philly or added Miami, right? So, Boyd, you bring up a good point. Maybe that should be a concern. The longer this lingers, maybe KD starts to get... But at the same time, what makes KD think he's losing any leverage that he had 3 weeks ago in another 2 weeks? He's in the same boat, right? So if he really wants to be in Phoenix and he really can't come back to Brooklyn, well, I mean, do the math, right?
I think
I keep seeing people say we're out. I'm playing, right?
We're clearly. I still don't believe any of the talk that we're out, but I think there's another element there. And for me, why would Brooklyn trade Kevin Durant to an Eastern Conference rival?
Good point.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, Brooklyn still believes that if they do trade KD and Kyrie, they can get a side in that can be a contender in the East. That is their mindset. That is their belief. So why would they send their best player to a Boston and make it near on impossible for them to compete in the East?
Are they sending Ben Simmons to Boston? You said their best player. That was all. I was just checking.
Yeah, I know your love for Ben Simmons is unrequited, but I just don't see.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack there. That's a bizarre take, but anyway, we'll just
go back and watch all the other episodes, mate, about Ben Simmons if you want to know about Hamo's love affair, all the way back to season 1, episode 1. I think we're pretty much going back to.
That was a show for episode.
Hey, I'll
1,
never fault anybody for having a man crush on an NBA player. That's for sure. So
it's he's actually got the opposite of a man crush on Ben Simmons. He hates him with a passion. Wants to fight him. Yeah.
I've done everything except give him my exact address.
So your take is directly on point. It wasn't an odd take at all. You were being facetious. Got it. My mistake. I didn't.
Sarcasm sign.
My
I
mistake.
did have a sign around here somewhere.
It's the accent. I just assume you guys were always being genuine.
Yeah, no, he was. It was laced with sarcasm, that one, and I think that started when Ben Simmons pulled out of the Olympics and wasn't going to play with the Boomers. So,
oh god,
when he was conceived.
Forgot that Ben Simmons was Australian. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So did Ben Simmons, funnily enough. Ben Simmons forgot as well, bro.
I don't feel so bad. I guess it's not. Oh no, that doesn't.
So,
moving on.
Moving on. So KD to Phoenix. We're all in the same boat. It's still alive. The opportunities are still there. I was moving into something else, but maybe for the flow of the show. Our next question is LeBron really an alternate option? Let's start with you, Justin. KD falls through, LeBron isn't signing a new contract yet. It will depend on what they put around him, I suppose. But there's been quite a bit of talk recently that if LeBron's only going to stick to his contract now, well, the Lakers look to try and move him and get as much value as they can prior to the trade deadline next season. Would he be a great alternate option for the Suns?
I mean, it's hard to say no, right? Because first of all, you just look at the makeup of the league, how the team makeups go, right? We look at what's going on in Brooklyn. If KD's staying, then you have to assume that Kyrie's not going anywhere either. So LeBron, like you're saying, is not signing a new contract. He's waiting for things to play out. He's not going to want to be there if that's going to be the case, right? I mean, we're assuming he's not going to want to run back what they've got out there right now. So if he's not going to be able to get Kyrie or some improvement on that team, and that Nets organization, that Nets group is set, it certainly makes sense, especially with the connections between LeBron and James Jones. And if LeBron, and we know LeBron loves Book too, just like KD does. He's talked up Book a lot through the years. So I certainly think it would be an option. How I'd feel about it is a different conversation. I'm sure I could talk myself into it, but I don't see it going down that path. I think too many things have to not happen for it to happen. And those things don't make sense right now. Like KD staying in Brooklyn, right? KD staying in Brooklyn just doesn't make sense. Now, if he goes elsewhere, then you have to imagine that Brooklyn's also maybe looking at moving Irving too, because they've got to try to maybe rework everything. So then maybe LeBron gets his guy also. And I want to stop talking about that because that makes my heart hurt a little bit. That's all.
Very nice, Boyd.
So yeah, the whole LeBron thing is, I don't want Phoenix as a franchise to hang any hats on LeBron's body of work if he brings us a title. I don't want him to come up in our all-time conversations and all that sort of shit. But if it brings a title, I'd run with LeBron for a year, and ultimately, it's only going to be a year, guys, because what's going to happen here is his boy is going to come into the league. And he's going to keep his flexibility so as he can go and play with him, wherever that may be. And so it's a really short window with him. And if we are going to get him, we're going to have to. And people say, "Oh, well, then we could just draft Bronny because he's not really projected to go very high." But if he comes with that, LeBron will sign with your team if you pick Bronny. He probably flies up the rankings, and someone's going to snap him up. So look, we'd have to probably trade some draft capital to get Bron. We definitely would, and that's going to leave us in a position when Bronny's there to be drafted with no ways to actually get him and keep LeBron.
There's no way Bronny goes into the first round of a draft, though. Surely.
So if you're a franchise and LeBron's pretty vocal about wanting to play with him, and he's willing to sign with said team that gets him, you don't think he goes in the first round?
So you think that we trade our picks to the Lakers sign Bronny, and LeBron goes back to the Lakers?
No, I'm just saying that we shouldn't go after LeBron, because if we did, we'd have to give up our assets that could then get Bronny. Am I making sense?
Can I pose a question?
Yeah, kind of.
Is LeBron going to be an asset that a team is so desperate to want in a couple of years that they're willing to basically, for lack of better way of putting it, waste a draft pick on his kid just to have a 39-year-old LeBron?
Yeah, basically 39, 40.
When in a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Because he came in, 2000, right?
Yeah, so I think he's 38 right now, isn't he? No.
He's
whose bird is that? That is so loud. I love it. It sounds lovely.
It'll be probably sitting outside Boyd's window, I'd say.
Is that just a bird out
garage?
It sounded like a parrot or something. Sorry. I get distracted easily. Did I say that? Yeah, okay.
They're all native over here, bro.
37 LeBron is right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can get distracted and stay on point. See? That's impressive.
Yeah. So when's Bronny up for when's his draft class? Is that next season?
It came out today that he's looking at
season after.
because it was talk about him going
Season
through
after.
like bypassing college, but then it came out today that he's looking at one of 4 schools. So even if it's a one and done, we're still talking next season, not this coming season.
He'll be 40. He'll be 40 by the time Bronny comes into the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, look, and I've been wishing for LeBron's decline for fucking years, boys. So, and it still hasn't happened yet. So we're seeing we don't know what this next phase of with all the resting and players pumping all this money into their bodies, we don't know what the next phase of what a long career looks like. I guess. Do we get another Robert Parrish, John Stockton type? But does that become more of a common thing in the NBA, in the new NBA? Who knows?
Hey, mate.
Man, look, I have never been a huge LeBron fan. I think he's extremely overrated. I've made this clear on every chance that I can. I personally, no, I don't want him. I think the way that he walked off the court last season, or the season before, when we swept him, and that just never got acknowledged. That never even got talked about. When it happened to Michael Jordan, when the Pistons did the walk-off, we're still talking about it 20-something years later, but 30-something years later. But no, I think he's a cat. I don't want him. He can fuck off down to Miami again. Him and Kyrie, man, they can go to Vegas and blow that town up. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Similar to what Boyd said, I don't want our first championship to be tarnished with a little asterisk that says
my God.
LeBron fucking James.
Hamo, I love you.
Sorry.
I love you, man. I love you, Hamo. But what I just heard made me dumber when it comes to NBA. LeBron James is not a hack, not a cat, not anything. LeBron James is, whether you like it or not, one of the greatest 3 to 4 players that have ever played the game. If last year he was still one of the top 3 players in the NBA, everything he did
that goes to
was
show
still
the
top
state
3
of the NBA right now.
No, it doesn't. It goes to show how great a player LeBron James is. LeBron James is a great player, whether you like him, whether you don't. I don't like LeBron James. I'm not a huge fan of him either. But if he puts a Phoenix Suns fucking jersey on and we win a title, I don't give a fuck. It will not tarnish winning a title, because your argument is basically exactly the same and should be exactly the same as if we traded for Kevin Durant.
And it is.
Hey,
Exactly the same.
It is.
Hemo,
mindset
None of that
very
is tarnished.
similar.
I want to
Hemo.
win a fucking title.
Hemo.
LeBron, hang on a sec, Boyd. KD doesn't have the pedigree that LeBron brings. He's only got the one under him, which in some
So,
people's eyes
hold
has
on, you
already
just
got an
said he was-
asterisk against it.
You
right?
just said he was hugely overrated and a cat and no good.
No,
and now you're
I'm
just
talking
saying
about
that
KD.
Kevin
I'm
Durant
talking about
doesn't have
KD.
his pedigree. Yeah, but
No,
now you're saying
yeah.
KD doesn't have his pedigree. You've got to be
There's plenty
kidding.
of people out there with pedigree that aren't fucking good.
Anyways,
I have
hey,
no idea.
hey,
what-
Most of them don't have a
Oh,
good
I
that's
can
going, yes.
rattle off all the hatred from Hemo names if you want, but like,
Hey,
there's plenty of people out there
Hemo-
with championships that
Hemo-
are no good.
we're in a very if your opinion, which you're allowed to have it, man. I don't think Gav's trying to strip
to know.
that of you, but if
Oh no!
you just if you just made him a little bit dumber for it, we're in trouble because he's driving this fucking podcast. And there's not much smarter
Maybe
to
that's
play
why
with.
we
If
brought
you know what I
Justin
mean.
in.
Well, and can we just point out one thing? Being a top 3 to 4 NBA player of all time and being a bitch are not mutually exclusive. So LeBron can be both, right? Can we agree on that at least, gentlemen?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
No,
put him in
at
top
least one
5 all
agreement.
time.
That's close.
No.
That's good enough.
LeBron James was putting up phenomenal numbers last year. It's as simple as that. In a side that was, let's be honest, fucking terrible. He put in MVP caliber numbers again. Reality is, if he came into Phoenix, he would fit the side really, really well. But if he did his lazy ass defense where he fucking sooked half the time and didn't play defense on someone, I'd crack the shits as well. But I don't care who you put in a Suns jersey. It's about time that we won a title. If LeBron James came to the Suns, he would cost us less than what Kevin Durant would.
And
Simple as that.
the one thing I did want to bring up too is that what's the new Lakers coach? Is it Ham,
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Yeah,
Darvin,
yeah. Ham, yeah.
Something.
He's come out and said that they're going to be running the ball through AD for next season. That's their game plan. So LeBron's
Well,
either going to have to take the back
games.
seat there or move on to a team where possibly he gets more of a hands-on kind of role, so to speak.
What are they going to do? Pass the ball to the trainer's room?
Look,
Exactly.
and I tell you what, the hardest part of me to argue against all this was arguing against Lindsay Smith, because whatever she says, I'll just agree with.
What'd she say? What?
When they brought
Or
it
is
up
that
on
just a general
PHNX, it
statement?
was pretty much no. It's just a general thing. Yeah.
I understand that Aussies are fans of hers. I've heard.
Yeah, quite a bit at the Wings place actually. But look, it was LeBron. If he came to Phoenix, if he became a viable option, I just think that it's somebody who fits within the system that we currently have. He's got relationships with CP. He's got relationships with James Jones. Like Boyd said, it might be a year, maybe 2 years. As of right now, I don't give a fuck. I just want a title. I don't care. And
The
LeBron coming
idea
to
does make me nauseous, just for the record. I want to make sure.
yeah, look, I think it'll make every one of us nauseous a bit until they're doing a parade through downtown Phoenix.
I've
I
had
don't trust
heartburn since
LeBron.
you brought it up.
I don't trust him. Mm-mm.
Well, look, I kind of one of the little things I want is LeBron to come. We draft Bronny, and then because Bronny's shit, LeBron tries to trade him. It's kind of
Send
one
him to
thing I
Cleveland.
do really want. That's it.
Could you imagine being on that team where it's LeBron and his shit son and trying to fucking bark at his boy when LeBron's sitting over in the corner with his fucking getting ready to trade your ass for giving him looking at him the wrong way sort of thing. That'd be eggshells. You think it's bad playing with one LeBron, Imagine two of the fuckers. Fuck me.
Hey, and potentially 3. All
Three,
right,
who's the third?
next, his other son, who's just started playing.
Oh, really?
Our third topic: no Suns on Christmas Day. Now, I did put a tweet out there today. I want to jump in onto this first. NBA, you need to understand that your Christmas Day is our Boxing Day. It's a sporting religion over here, Boxing Day,
Fucking
and
hell.
we must have the Phoenix Suns on Boxing
I hate
Day
cricket.
morning. Boxing Day cricket, we watch it because basically we wake up Boxing Day after a big day, Christmas Day, and start drinking at 7:30, 8 a.m. in the morning, watching the NBA, and then flying on into the cricket. Now, our American fans that are watching, listening, probably won't understand what the cricket is, but this is important to us, NBA. Give us a goddamn
So proud
game.
of you.
Any comment there, Boyd?
Yeah. You know, you'd love to get it, but yeah, I'm right into the cricket. I'm out playing in a backyard pitch for the most of it, with using an esky as stumps and just getting fucking hammered and sunburnt and making
And
a fool
Justin's
of
looking at us
themselves.
right now going, what the fuck are they talking
I have
about?
no idea. Like, most of these words don't make sense to me.
Oh yeah.
I heard
So look,
hammered. Hammered. I got that one.
yeah.
Rest of it was
Wait.
pretty unclear.
Yeah, look, I don't
Google,
mind not
Google,
having Christmas.
Google cricket, man. Google cricket.
Backyard.
I mean,
cricket.
I've seen like cricket like on TV, but the equipment, I believe, is are terms I'm not familiar with.
Eskies are cooler.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was like a cricket paddle or something. Paddle?
No.
No, and
Eskies are
Eskies are cooler. That's where you keep your beer in.
What's the cricket thing called that you hit with?
A bat.
Paddle?
A bat.
Bat.
The cricket bat.
Yeah,
It's like a
bat.
it's like a baseball bat, but it's a cricket bat.
Oh, it doesn't look like a bat.
It does to us. Your,
And that's
your
big
bat
right
doesn't
over.
look like a bat.
Touche.
Hamo, any comment on no Suns on Christmas Day, possibly?
Look, no, that will suck, definitely.
Because
I
last
do
year
not
was
watch
awesome,
cricket.
right?
Yeah,
Last year was awesome
tops,
with
man.
the Suns playing.
I think we all ended up in the video chat again after that. didn't we?
Yeah. Boxing
Something
Day,
like
everyone really, really pissed. And another Aussie word, sorry.
I mean, that'll still
Justin?
be happening, Suns playing or not.
Just I know that one.
But
Hey,
was that?
Justin, how do you guys get away with watching basketball all day on Christmas Day and not getting in trouble from the missus?
Isn't
You know what's
Thanksgiving
funny?
dinner
My
over there?
wife just walked out here right now. Hey, babe, how do I get away with watching basketball all day?
What else would you be doing?
On Christmas
She
Day.
asked what else I would be doing. It's Christmas
But
Day.
isn't Thanksgiving bigger for you guys over there?
Well, let's step back, though. My wife brings up a good point. It's Christmas Day, sure, but what are we doing? We're hanging out with family like at a house. So
Yeah.
TV's on. We're going to watch basketball. Now, going to the game on Christmas Day, that's a different story, because I thought about that last year, and I decided that wasn't even
That
worth
sounds
it.
like heaven.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that's why I'm glad the NBA doesn't play on Christmas Eve, because there's no way we'd be like my wife would string me up by the short and curlies if I tried to watch any sport on Christmas Day, anything.
Yeah, same here. Same.
Basically, Christmas music goes on, and that's basically all you're allowed to listen to and watch and whatever else all day.
interesting.
But I think for you guys, is that a fair comment though, Justin? Thanksgiving is bigger than Christmas for you guys over there?
Yeah, I would say so. Because, I mean, not everybody celebrates Christmas, right? But pretty much everybody effectively celebrates Thanksgiving, I think. So yeah,
Because we don't do
the same way, you know. With
we don't
football on TV all
football,
day. That's all we're watching. Yeah. So,
but we don't have Thanksgiving here, so we don't see that as much.
what?
Then if you're in work, sometimes you have to work the whole
Oh yes, and also my wife says when you work in the medical profession, sometimes you work holidays anyway, so then it doesn't really
Correct,
matter
yeah.
regardless. So it's like, the days all blend together for the So Says Jay family. I almost said my last name.
Makes sense. Your thoughts on us not your thoughts on us not having a Christmas Day game, Justin?
So I had a very busy day of golfing and going to the mall. So is that official, or they've only announced a couple of the games, right? So
it's not official.
Okay,
it's not official. We're just not listed yet.
I think it'd be insane. It would be insane at the NBA because here's the thing: at the end of the day, Devin Booker's is turning into a draw, right? The Suns are a draw. The Suns still won 64 games last year. And look, let's call a spade a spade. The Suns lost to the freaking Mavs because COVID, right? That's what it was. That's what it was. So the NBA is not going. I don't think the NBA is going to sit there and go, all right, this team, we don't want them on Christmas Day anymore. So I think we'll end up having a game. I think it would be insane for the NBA to not give us a game after the last 2 years of the runs that the Suns have had. Plus, and even putting aside the idea of having KD here and what have you, the Suns are a draw now, not just from us because they're getting good, but from fans that don't like the Suns, right? Because we're slowly turning into villains in the NBA. Maybe we're already there. Devin Booker's certainly already there. And that's going to mean eyes on Christmas Day. So I think regardless, I think we'll end up getting a game. Again, I think it'd be crazy for the NBA not to. And if they decide not to, it'll be a travesty. Because there's no way you're putting all games on NBA on TV that day, excluding the Suns, and having all the best teams in the NBA. You just don't.
So have they released just the one game for Christmas Day so far?
No, two, I believe at the moment. It is
Dallas and the Lakers.
Dallas and the Lakers, and Warriors and the Grizz.
Okay.
Ugh, yuck.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. All right.
I mean, you can't tell me
for
that they're going
alcohol.
to look at the remaining teams in the NBA and go, okay, what are the other matchups we can pull, and think that any games, including the Suns, would not be better than both of those. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know.
Look, I still think we probably pick one up, but it just really, us and Miami finished with the best records in the league last season, and neither team is being spoken about for a marquee game on Christmas Day. Now, don't get me wrong. This might put a couple of you offside, but the Warriors versus Memphis, I actually think that'd be a great Christmas Day game. That rivalry is starting to kick off. I'll enjoy that. Look, I hope he doesn't punches Draymond in the head, but
I'm all for that.
I think that will be a really, really great game to watch. But the Suns absolutely should be exactly what you just said then, Jay. The Suns should be basically front and center of these games. So it kind of confuses me that the other game is LA versus Dallas that they're promoting at the moment. I mean, honestly, that's got to be the worst possible game that they could advertise for Christmas Day.
Ugh, gross. So gross.
Like the two biggest sooks in the NBA going head to head. Fabulous. Oh, you learned sooks while we were over there too.
Didn't you?
Oh, no.
Justin and the team learned about sooks when we were over there.
And I'm not going to lie. I Googled it again just to make sure I remembered it correctly before the pod. So refresh my recollection as people in my profession like to say.
So for those US fans that are tuning in or will tune in, a sook is someone who cries a lot. So it's a really good description of Luka Doncic and LeBron James. We move into the next one. No, they're not sooks if they play for us. We don't see it.
Correct.
This one,
Chris Paul's just
I'll do
trying
that
to
one.
educate. That's what he does.
That's right.
Wow,
Coach Cam,
the referees took that well.
Coach Cam Johnson in
I'm just trying
Australia.
to educate you.
Did everybody see the video of Coach Cam in Australia at Basketball Without Borders?
Man, I wish I'd known about that earlier, dude. It's like 2 hours down the road for us, man. I would have jumped in, head down there. It's crazy. It sucks, but yeah, no, that's awesome that he's over here, man. It's really cool for someone of his getting more popular kind of stature, and anything to do with the NBA over here, we don't get enough of. We've only just opened up our first 2 NBA stores this week, Justin, or actually only one of 2. Down in Melbourne where Gav is, they've only just opened one up there, the Emporium there, yeah, Gav. But they haven't opened the one in Sydney yet. So it's really hard to get not only Suns gear down here, but anything NBA, and to have a mid-level player like Cam Johnson come down to do some coaching, or even just to hang out, come here on holidays or whatever. It's really cool. But as a Suns, it's super awesome. And yeah, man, I'm kicking myself I didn't know about it earlier.
So it was basically, Justin, if you didn't say it, it was Cam Johnson, Kobe White, who is my favourite trade target for the Phoenix Suns as of right now. Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm. And one other guy, right?
One other guy.
I didn't see the video. I heard about it, but I didn't see the video.
Yeah. So they came down, did basketball without borders in Canberra. Unfortunate
Canberra's
that they didn't.
Canberra's our capital city, and it's also where we have what's called the Australian Institute of Sport, which is where every Australian major athlete, it's like the sports college, if you will, of Australia.
You okay over there? You okay?
Who?
Stay safe, Gavin. Yeah.
I was just getting a beer. So the second part of that, I suppose, is we've got Josh Green was down at the newly opened NBA store yesterday, and we have everybody's favorite player outside of the Suns, because the Suns can't beat them without him. Jamal Murray is at the NBA store on Tuesday.
I saw that on Twitter, dude. You know what? Okay, hand to God, I love Jamal Murray. I really do, man. And it's not just because it's a fun topic of conversation, or because he always kills the Suns, but I just love him as a player. That's super cool that he's down there checking. Well, he's Australian? No. Okay, see, I'm just fucking guessing now.
He would have been revoked.
Josh Green is, yes.
Josh Green is Australian, yes.
And played at the University of Arizona.
He did indeed play at the University of Arizona. And no, Jamal Murray must just wanted to have come to Australia, I'm guessing.
Can't blame him. It's nice and cool down there right now.
They're paying you to do nothing. You've been injured for a year and a half.
Horrible.
Do something.
Yeah, true. Maybe he's been hanging out down there the whole time. Who knows? He's not, like you said, he's not doing it.
Yeah, we wouldn't notice. I wouldn't.
No, I would. I was planning to actually try and go to the NBA store on Tuesday and check out Jamal Murray and say g'day, but unfortunately, I'm in a work conference for 3 days and they screwed me completely.
We got Shaq coming here in a few months too.
Shaq is?
Yeah, Shaq is.
That sounds like a really uncomfortable flight for him. Jesus. Because, he's like gigantic. But, I'm really surprised that you guys are just getting NBA stores out there. I mean, I get it. It's American League, yada, yada, yada. But it's not like we're just starting to get Australian players in the NBA, or the interest is just starting to come around. That's odd to me, especially considering, how global the NBA. I even heard the NBA just opened offices in Singapore. Did you guys hear that?
We'll talk about that later.
Look at our group in particular, Justin. When we started, there was only about 8 of us, and we're on an American page, and it was just toxic. So Gav came up with the idea of let's make an Aussie one.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked in a while, but we're over 500 members now. Yeah. Not everyone lives in Australia, man, but we had no idea there was even 8 Aussie fans out there, let alone, the people that have come on board.
Yeah, I've met a handful of Aussies out here. I mean, not even just the group of guys that I know here. I've met others. I mean, there's a ton of Aussie fans. So yeah,
NBA is huge really down here, man. Which goes to what you're saying. Huge. It's crazy it's taken this long.
Yeah, it's not like it's difficult to open stores, right? I mean, the NBA is kind of a big conglomeration. They've probably got the capacity to do it. But
And
hey,
we've
better
had-
late than never.
We've had Mitchell and Ness, we've had Caps, we've had Lids, we've had all that shit.
Converse.
Yeah.
But trying to get Sun stuff,
Adidas.
pretty much impossible. Adidas, all
and
those,
Nike.
yeah. Nike, yep. We've had
Well,
all
in
those.
general sports.
Hey,
you
I'll do the
shit.
little for the Americans listening. That was not a joke. Like literally, I've heard them pronounce those brands that way. Which is, look, we say weird shit, so it's fine. I mean, people from Missouri call it Missouri, so we can't really say anything about how we pronounce anything.
No, it's definitely Adidas and Nike. And anyone in America listening, if you don't say it that way, you're saying it wrong.
Although Adidas is kind of fun to say. It does just flow.
Way better than Adidas.
Honestly, it is. It does
Yeah.
feel better to say. I won't change, but it feels. I'll say it quietly to myself.
Fuck you for being.
And
I'm not.
change
I mean,
shit.
yeah, I'm still going to be super ethnocentric and not change, but I can appreciate your perspective. Yes.
Our
No
last
change.
our last update is one that I've slipped in here because I tried to provide updates to our Aussie Suns fans page, and they shot me down. But Justin's on, and I know he loves us too. So, Sophie and the Mercury. The Merc had another big win, Justin, back in playoff contention.
Yeah, dude. I went to the game. Against who are they playing? I don't remember. Last Saturday, whatever that was. Took the girls. It was a blast, dude. So Sophie's something else, dude. Like just on multiple different levels. She's something else.
I've got something for that.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Sophie is doing the business over there at the moment. Not only is she gorgeous, but she is just draining some threes and the most improved player in the WNBA by a long way, surely.
Dude, and the game I was at, I just happened to catch it on taking pictures too. She got an and one, and her reaction afterwards was just like
her reactions.
It lit the place
her
up.
reactions
It
are the
was great.
best.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Nate and I did go to a Mercury game while we're over there, and honestly, it was the most fun. The place wasn't packed, anything like that, but honestly, it was like I got into the WNBA just by being there on that day. It was so much fun. Unfortunately, Sophie has
I feel like you didn't need to tell us that. We probably all knew anyway.
Soph got injured the game we were there, which is why we didn't go to the second game. But basically, at the moment, for those that don't know, quick update, the Phoenix Mercury are fighting for a playoff spot. They're missing their best two players, which is Diana Taurasi and Skylar Diggins-Smith. And I don't know what happened there. They're missing their best two players, but right in the playoff hunt. And Sophie has just gone ballistic in the last couple of games. So if anyone out there, Aussie Suns fans, miss some basketball, try and check out a Mercury game. I think their league pass is like $30. And it's well worthwhile. It's $30 a year, but the WNBA is actually a really, really, really good competition. But like we had a ball when we went to the game.
Yeah, it's not like Family Guy used to portray it. You know, they fall down, cry for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you what,
it is cool, man.
Legit.
Some of them are tougher than NBA players. Let me tell you right now.
Totally.
All of them are tougher than LeBron.
All of them are tougher than our mate Luca. Anyway,
What about old mate herpes? The gift that keeps on giving. Ben.
I have no idea who you're talking about. Oh,
What just happened?
Ben Simmons. Well, we will touch on that quickly. Ben Simmons is also.
You can touch on Ben Simmons. I ain't going near that.
Shut up. Ben
Almost
Simmons
said
has also refused to play 2K23 as well.
Yeah, so now he's not showing up to virtual
lost.
games. What the fuck?
No, he's legitimately cancelled his contract and made them remove him from 2K23.
Tick the box,
Wait,
Gav.
really?
This cunt is just fucked in the head, man. Seriously. Like, wake the fuck up to yourselves, man. Who's like Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller, one of the Wallaces, I can't remember who, they didn't want to be in 2K, so they sat it out. No
They're
one
all back,
plays
by
Ben
the way.
Simmons on 2K. Yeah, they're all back.
In 2K23, they're all back.
They're all back. So now,
I'm actually.
what the
Sorry,
fuck,
go ahead.
Man? No,
I'm actually
no,
really
no, I'm done.
surprised.
I'm done.
I'm actually really surprised that he has the ability to do that as an active player. I would have just assumed that the NBA PA has given the rights of all the players to 2K.
Maybe there's a grey area there. He's been sitting out so long, he's not an active player.
They all
signed. Maybe they just forgot to put him in, actually.
They all signed individual
and then
contracts.
He glued onto it and he's like, no, I chose this.
Yeah, that's what he's just saving face. He's like, I said I didn't want to be in it.
They all sign individual contracts, and Ben Simmons had his cancelled with his agent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Then, if that's the case, I'm actually surprised more guys don't do that. Although I guess it's like you're getting basically free money. What's the point, right?
It's free money.
He was going to be too scared of what his rating was going to be. That's why he fucking pulled it.
Injury,
all right,
negative 43.
We're already 46 minutes in. We're gonna move on. We do have two questions for Justin. These are directly directed at you. Number one, this morning, our friend JJ Watt from the Arizona Cardinals found a rattlesnake in the corner of his bathroom. It did turn out not to be a rattlesnake. It was basically a harmless carpet snake or some shit like that.
Corn snake.
But have you ever had a rattlesnake in your house, Justin? And if you do get one in your house, what would you do?
No, I haven't even seen a rattlesnake, and I've lived in Arizona all of my entire life except for 4 years. I haven't seen one like in the wild. If I saw one in my house, you know what? I would not go to Twitter and ask for advice. That's what I would not do. First of all, JJ Watt. I would call the county animal control and I would have them come take care of it. I mean, that's it. I feel like that's
I swear, I do not believe you for 1 second. You would absolutely be all over Twitter with that shit.
Hold on. Here's what I would do. No. But here's what I would do.
You might call the county first,
but then maybe JJ Watt did this. Yes, maybe JJ Watt did this. I would definitely call them, and then I would go on Twitter and I would tweet all about it for sure. But I would not seek advice from Twitter.
Because you wouldn't get many down there in Melbourne, but I'm sure Boyd's had a few up his way.
I've seen.
You would have run into a few up there, Boyd.
Well, Boyd, you've lost your audio again, mate.
Excellent
You're on mute.
Point. Excellent
there you go.
Point.
Actually, I was on mute, but I muted myself. We get a few up here. I don't know what type of snakes they are. We get, mostly carpet, but they
my
kid out of me, man.
When I was up there, man, up in Dysart and that, we used to get shitloads of them all the time. Be fucking 3-4 snakes at the bloody front door when you wake up. They're just fucked. But
you guys have scorpions out there?
No scorpions here.
My oldest kid, found one in her fucking bed the other day.
Oh no.
She's a brave one though. I would have cried like a little baby, but she apparently
and that was the answer I was looking.
And then flung it across the room.
That's the answer I was looking for.
What was that?
This entire question was to get you to say exactly that. I would have cried like a baby and ran away.
We get
Justin. In summer.
Well,
in summer,
it comes out eventually.
In summer, we get quite a few brown snakes down here, particularly in Melbourne. They will always end up in your backyards and out the front and everywhere you walk. So that's always good fun. But they're not so bad. The tiger snakes are worse. They're the ones that actually, when they see you, go, yeah, fuck it, let's go, and chase after you.
Yeah. No, thank you. I don't deal well with like nature. Not my thing.
Okay, question 2 before yours, Hamo. Keep your. No, you are right, Ash. We do get scorpions, just not locally. They are in the desert. So,
Wait,
Still
hold
only
on.
a couple
Isn't
hours.
like Australia a gigantic desert?
yeah, effectively, but scorpions are generally out.
You mean like not
the actual
in like the urban areas?
not in
Gotcha.
urban areas. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All around the coastland is fairly can't think of another word other than civilized, capitalized. But yeah, inland is just dust, sand and dust and rocks, bro.
Nate, just because you're in Singapore, I still, it won't stop me from telling you to get fucked.
Yeah, fuck
Right.
off, Nate.
Just a
And
heads
I'll
up.
say the lack of fact checking probably is just the Fanning the Flames podcast rubbing off on you guys.
It's a
That's
Sunday, not a Monday. That's
our
what it
gig.
is.
Question 2. This one is from Nate for you, Justin. What's your thoughts on the NBA opening new offices across Asia Pacific, more notably Singapore, where you can't get an ESPN? I hope you did your study this morning because that's a bit deep.
No, I mean, I didn't know that this happened until he sent that, and then I read the article and I found it. It's an article. I mean, I guess I didn't know. I would have thought the NBA would have had more of a presence in Singapore. I don't know. I don't have many thoughts on it. Remember, ethnocentric. No, I mean, I can have thoughts. You want me to? I feel like that little pause there. So,
Go,
I mean,
that's what it's for.
look,
Go.
the NBA is going to expand its footprint, right? You guys are talking about how the NBA opens stores down there in Australia. So putting an office in Singapore, especially because I was reading the article, and so they've got a chief Asian, whatever executive. There's a guy that's out there that's based. I think he's going to be based in Singapore. That now is in charge of the other offices which is in actually Manila, half Filipino. I had no idea the NBA had an office in Manila. Maybe someday I'll look for a job there. Who knows? Go back to the motherland, whatever. But look, we look all the way back to, the battle between him and Satan probably still going on, but back to the David Stern days, and he did a great job expanding the NBA's footprint, right? So Adam Silver is certainly going to continue doing that, but really the NBA is global at this point, so it's just a matter of making that footprint more, I guess, more of an impression, right? Having a bigger presence around. So, Singapore's going. Maybe Melbourne's next, right, guys? There you go.
Well, I'd be. I reckon I'd be the leading candidate, just in front of
No doubt.
our good friend David Nash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'd definitely be in charge of public relations.
I just wanted to see Boyd's face. Hamo, what question do you have for Justin?
I'm just curious, man. Like, we're relatively new to this podcast game. You seem to have a lot more experience. But what's the coolest part for yourself about doing the Fan and the Flames podcast? What do you get out of it most? Like, what's the coolest things that have happened to you since doing it? And yeah, just what's it like for you?
Justin, You don't have to answer this. I'll answer this. It's Boyd stalking you.
I love Boyd. I love the attention. It's
Boyd
fantastic. Too. No, dude, Boyd. Hey, I've said it on this pod before. I've said it on our pod. Boyd and I go way back, dude. Boyd was like one of the first dudes to listen to our podcast. Like he's an OG with the OGs. So I will always have love for this man right here. That's for 100% sure. So okay, what I get out of this podcast, our podcast. I'll start and be kind of cheesy to start. Dude, I just love getting together with those boys and talking about the Suns. I mean, that's why Paul and I started doing it in the first place. And it was all Paul driving it. He was the one that came up with the idea of having the pod. He's the one that talked to Dave about getting us on, and he was really spearheading it. And dude,
we love you, Paul.
Look, and you guys can't wait to have him on. I know. And
can't wait to have him on.
Hey, fuck.
And dude, it's just a blast getting together, and Paul, Dan, and I, we get together. Try to do it weekly, but dude, when we record an episode, if it goes an hour, that means we're on that call for 3-4 hours because we're just shooting the shit, man. So I love doing that. It gives us a chance to get together when we probably wouldn't be talking nearly as much.
Man.
Too.
Totally.
Outside of that, I mean, the community that the Suns have is just amazing, dude. Think back to the bubble, right? When we did the Suns Zoom
meet
party.
Anyone from the team through the podcast?
I have not met any I have I, like, when you say meet, if you're thinking like, have I met, encountered, been around play? Yes. Have I gone and hung out with players like in any sort of like non kind of this capacity? Not necessarily. But I've gotten to know some other guys around the team. I golf with John Bloom all the time. Him and I are buddies. Dave King is a phenomenal human being. Period.
He's pretty
just
cool.
dude,
A little bit I
just
know of him. Yeah.
And obviously Paul, Dan, Voida, Lizzie, Flex. Goddamn, dude, there's just so many great people in the Suns community, and I could sit here and just rattle off everybody, right? I just love it. It's so much fun, and how much fun is watching games and sitting there interacting with people on Twitter. It's just a good time, dude.
Yeah, see,
And-
that was something we learnt from I think it was Voida. We mainly use Facebook Messenger as our go-to
So I've noticed.
sort of chat around here. And he was saying you'll use what most of the time. But yeah, I mean that's definitely the best. I don't know, it's the best for me. I'm pretty sure I hope it's the same for you guys, getting together and being able to talk shit and chatting with each other and meeting new people, man. I was just
dude.
hoping you're on the same page as us, man. It's good to hear you might
I
be
mean-
reading the same book at least.
I mean, if you would have told me, like, dude, Paul and I started this book second year. So what, 16? That was the year they won 19 games, I think. Or maybe it was 21 and the next year was 19. I don't know. All those terrible seasons blend together. But
Archie Goodwin.
but again, dude, if you would have told me when we started that like someday I'd be talking to dudes from Australia about the Suns and doing this 7 years later, 6 years later, whatever it is, I've been like, probably. But here we are, dude. It's a beautiful thing.
That's awesome, man. Hey, I just wanted to really know that, so thanks for answering
sure.
that for me, bro.
Yeah, well, it's realistically, it sounds pretty much like the same thing that we go through, right? The amount of people that we met when we went over there, Justin, Dan, we caught up with Saul. Met Saul Bookman. We met up with all of the Suns super fans and went out top golfing with them. Like, honestly, us starting this, we were getting 10, 15 listeners a week. Now we're, well above
me.
well above the 150, 160 mark, and it's growing every week. And Justin, exactly what you said. The people in the Suns community are just the best people.
And I'll share one little quick story. So you guys know Jake Brogner, Coach Fallen Founder on Twitter, at Coach Fallen Founder. Go follow him. So he was out here during the Pelicans series. He was out for work.
He lives in Utah, right?
He's in Iowa. You're thinking of Coach Evan.
I'm thinking of Coach Evan B. Yeah, too many coaches.
But he lives in Iowa. He was out for work, and he had put out there on Twitter that he was going to go to one of the games. I just DM'd him, and I was like, dude, you got anybody to go with? And we went to Game 5 of the Pelicans series together. We had never met each other. His coworkers are like, should we like text you at halftime to make sure you're cool? And I was like, you should text them and be like, oh my God, get me away from this guy. But dude, like, it's that kind of thing, right? The sense of community. I mean, two guys we interact on Twitter. Sure, we know each other well enough through that. Like, we knew we weren't like raving lunatics, but two guys have never met each other, just going to a Suns game together. Dude, it was like we'd known each other forever. It was a blast.
Speaking of raving lunatics, we've got a town in Australia called Adelaide. Now, it's proven to be the largest town. How do you word this? It produces the largest amount of serial killers in the country. And somehow they turned out. What was their guess? It's also known as the city of churches, just to juxtaposition it. But there must have been like 25, 30 men and women in Adelaide that all got together for the playoffs last year before, that never knew each other, only because of our page and our group and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So there's the community aspect of it, the family aspect of it cannot be quantified, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
and if you think about it, that group in Adelaide, there was probably at least one serial killer in it then, right?
Yes. Yeah, the likelihood's high. Yeah.
It was you, Ezra. I know it's you.
But we've met a lot of those guys. We've again, as Hamo brought up earlier,
and happy birthday to Dame for the other day.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dane. we didn't even know. Oh, well, I personally didn't even know that there were 5 Suns fans in Australia, and now we got over 500 of them. And I've met a large amount of them up in Brisbane. Obviously, the guys in New South Wales. It's been great. So you can't beat it. With you, Justin. So I'm going to give a shout out to some great pods here. We've met guys from the PHNX pod. We've met guys from the He's on Fire pod. Suns Jam Session, Fanning the Flames. Like these, you should be listening to these guys religiously every week because there is so many coast to coast, so many absolutely fantastic Suns pods out there.
And as you say that, I immediately start feeling like a dick because I don't even say Espo. I love that man. Like,
and
with
even the solar panel, unless they get that
even the
what's
solar
his
panel.
name on? What's it? There's one guy that gets on there that really.
For the record, the thoughts of Gavin do not reflect my thoughts, Dave King.
I love the solar panel.
The record,
I know, I'm kidding.
There's one guest that I can't remember. Oh, PLR. But seriously, PLR. Add some spice to what you do, dude. It's just fucking boring. Anyway.
No comment.
Let's move on. Justin, we always like to do this when you're on here. Do you have any questions for us, Australia-wise?
Oh, actually, okay. So if you didn't have before you guys got this NBA shuffle, I guess, shoot. I mean, I see you wearing Suns gear. Gavin, I know you come to the States. Do you guys just get it shipped to you? I mean, you obviously have access to it still, right? Okay.
Very, very restricted access. So,
really?
Lot gear is fake.
Yeah. So most gear in Australia is fake. You buy it from Amazon.
So you can't just go to like NBA.com and get them to ship to Australia?
A lot of things,
no. You're paying like $70 shipping for one jersey.
But even
Australian.
there. So once the Suns switch to Nike, Nike isn't licensed in Australia, the Nike jerseys. So we actually physically cannot buy them on the NBA shop and get them shipped.
Oh, just the jerseys?
Just the jerseys.
You can get other Nike stuff or Nike stuff out there. Yes, yeah, obviously. Yeah. Okay. That's wild.
Yeah.
This is Mitchell and Ness, right? It's got the little gold NBA logo on there.
Yeah.
This comes from, I think, a place called Culture Kings. And this was about $140 just for a long sleeve jumper. I don't know what you'll call it over there, pullover.
Yeah. So we got Mitchell and Ness jerseys over here get to about 108, between 180 and 220 Australian dollars. So Mitchell and Ness are accessible here, but when you talk about Mitchell and Ness, it's basically throwback Steve Nash jerseys or Jason Kidd jerseys.
Right.
I
had another one that popped in my head.
Culture Kings exclusive, and he was about 150. It's a new era.
Hold on, your hat was 150?
Yeah, come with this little guy and everything.
I can't see that. What is it, huh?
Yeah,
that seems wildly overpriced. I'll just say.
Yeah, just a touch overpriced. So yes, we can get gear, but it's heavily restricted over here.
Okay. One other question popped in my head. And this is I literally have no idea where to even start with the answer to this, so that's why I'll ask you. Who's the greatest Australian basketball player ever?
Lauren Jackson.
Who?
Lauren Jackson.
Who's the greatest male Australian basketball player ever?
Luke Longley.
No. So the greatest Australian that had an impact at international level was Andrew Gaze. Not at NBA
Shane
level.
Heal.
But Andrew Gaze and Shane Heal probably had the most impact when it came to basketball at an NBL/Olympic level. He did play for the San Antonio Spurs for a while.
He won a chip with them too.
Won a championship with them. But honestly, I would now go with Patty Mills.
Yeah, 100%. Patty Mills. Love that, brother. Love that dude, man.
If you're talking about from an accomplishment standpoint, you're probably looking at Paddy, and I think the most gifted player that we've ever had was our boy Ben Simmons.
I agree.
100%.
Was.
Still is.
So is Patty Mills like a national legend kind of thing down there, or how's he treated?
Yeah, won Australian of the Year last year.
Oh.
Significant presence when it comes to Indigenous causes here in Australia.
Okay.
Obviously an Olympics legend.
Sure.
When all representative basketball, Patty Mills is like the leader of that team, the Boomers team, along with Joe Ingles.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
He's
That
up
makes
there.
sense.
Like, so Paddy Mills' nationality, his heritage is Aboriginal, which is our Native American, more or less. They were the original inhabitants of this land before the white man came along. And he's also part Torres Strait Islander, which is smaller islands that surround the top parts of Australia. So he's very, very much part of this land. And he loves promoting that, which is awesome. I love that he does this shit. I speak about it all the time.
But
Paddy
our greatest
Mills is a national treasure.
Our greatest basketball export was Lauren Jackson, who obviously played for Seattle in the WNBA, won MVPs, was sensational for the Opals, and has just been at 42 years old, or 41 years old, just been selected once again in the Opals team.
Back.
Or the next, so yes, definitely. Penny Taylor was huge.
Oh yeah, she played for the Mercury, right? Yeah, coach right?
Michelle Timms.
Oh yeah.
So Phoenix wise, and WNBA wise, we've had a lot of Australians that have played at the Mercury. Penny, Michelle Timms.
Yep.
They are great basketball exports, but nobody has achieved what Lauren Jackson achieved while in the WNBA and on a global level at Olympics, World Championships, everything else. Definitely.
Makes sense.
The one who is definitely not is Liz Cambage.
I don't know who that is.
What's the next segment, Gav? We are running on time.
No, we're way over, but who cares? We got Justin on.
That tends to happen when I'm around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down. Quick shoot. Who's going to take notes here, Boyd? You?
Oh, I can take notes.
Beautiful. All right, question one. We all know how this works, right?
Yep.
We ask the question, no explanation, thumbs up or thumbs down, then we go into the explanation. Question one. Chris Paul should be limited in his games and minutes played this season. Hamo. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Justin.
Thumbs up.
Boyd.
Thumbs up.
And I am also a thumbs up. Anyone in the chat, if anyone's still online and hanging on with us, get involved. The Suns are bringing back the greatest Suns uniform of all time with the classic jersey. The Sunburst. Hey, mate.
Thumbs up, baby.
Boyd.
Yeah, thumbs up.
I got a feeling we're going to get our first disagreement. Justin.
Thumbs down.
And I am a thumbs up. If we manage to pick up a Christmas Day game, should it be against the Pelicans? Hey, mate.
Thumbs down.
Boyd.
Yeah, thumbs down.
Justin?
2 thumbs down. 2 thumbs down.
And I am a thumbs up. And our last question, the Suns being one of the most hated teams in the NBA is a good thing. Hey, mate.
Thumbs up, baby.
Boyd.
Yeah, I'll go thumbs up.
Justin.
2 thumbs up.
And I am also a thumbs up. Let's go back. CP3 should be limited in his games and minutes played this season. We've all said yes. I don't think we need to go into too much detail. No, everyone said yes. to this.
Yeah.
I thought Justin said down. Sorry,
No, not to this one.
my mistake.
CP, we love you. We know you just want to play, but we need you fit and not having COVID in the playoffs. Thanks.
Go eat some kale salad and sit the fuck on the bench.
No, eat a steak, dude. Eat a steak.
He's
Eat a
vegan.
fucking steak. I don't care. Eat a steak.
No, I understand he's a vegan. I'm saying stop.
Stop being a vegan. Eat a steak.
Every now
Being
and
a
then.
fucking vegan, push bike riding, mammal wearing fuck. Sorry, go.
The Suns are bringing back the greatest Suns uniform of all time with the classic jersey. You were the only one who went thumbs down, Justin. Hook us up. Why? What's
Look,
better?
man, I love those jerseys. I do. But I'm wearing this hat right here, right? Give me the Western font all the time.
Oh,
and
really?
maybe this is why. Because, dude, that's what I was born into. That's when I grew to love the Suns, right? So I'm getting goosebumps right now. Oh my God, I'm getting my. You're excited? Feel these nipples, right?
It's not. That's not. The Western font's just not like overly too plain.
It goes back to us not
It's
having
classic, baby.
the stuff.
It's
No, Justin, it
beautiful.
goes back to us not having the stuff in Australia, man. Even media coverage. The first
Oh,
thing
no.
we really would have seen of the Suns. Gav, you're a little bit older than me, only by a couple of years. But the first thing I seen was the Starburst, the Charles Barkley, the Kevin Johnson,
92,
the Dan
93.
Marley.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
And these are the
totally.
ones
So
that I love are the ones that immediately preceded those. So, and that makes
Yep,
sense.
That's my first KJ jersey. The first KJ jersey I ever got was the white Western font,
What was your
and
first,
I love that jersey.
First, like look of the Suns that you seen, Boyd? Was it the Starburst? Was it you and I are similar?
Was it the starting
age?
lineup behind you?
It was a start.
I've got one of
It
them
was a
jerseys too. I've got a Goran Dragic.
I was almost a thumbs down. I'm really still upset that that Valley jersey, the Black Valley jersey.
I was actually going to say, I reckon in 5 years' time, people will be talking about the Valley jersey like they will the
Become the
Sunburst.
standard. That'll be the
I think so too. I think it's going to overtake it for me. But yeah.
And
Well,
I'll say this. I honestly, I because of that reason, I kind of love that they did away with them. I mean, I love the Valley stuff, dude. I have so much Valley stuff. It's kind of thick, but I love that they're taking that step because like
it's going to make it cool.
Saying, boy, it's going to be amazing. Like
When
5
they
years
bring
from
it
now, you
back.
look back and absolutely.
The only
Now
thing
with the
that
Sunburst.
the only thing that might supersede it is the new blue jersey.
I love it too. Thank you.
I love the blue jersey.
So what did we
Yeah,
work
what do you-
out? Is
hold
it
on, what do
based
the other
on
two think about
flower or a cactus or something?
Boyd doesn't give a fuck.
Boyd knows?
It's a rock.
No.
It's a rock, yeah.
What's a rock?
The blue
The blue color.
is based on like a rock.
Oh, yeah, turquoise. It's
turquoise.
So like the Diamondbacks back when they first started, they had it part of their jersey. A lot of teams have had it as part of the jerseys over the years. I like, and the funny thing is, I mean, it's amazing what a little change in color can do. Obviously, we haven't seen exactly what it's going to be yet, but it's pretty much the what we've seen is the orange jersey, right? That's just a little bit different color. I hate the orange jersey. These I think are sharp. I love it. I can't wait to get one.
Boyd, what are your thoughts?
Oh,
You don't care. You don't care, do you?
okay. Thank you.
All right. If we manage to pick up a Christmas Day game, it should be against the Pelicans. I was the only one who went thumbs up. I really want to beat what's his fucking name? That Jose fucking whatever his face name is. I just want to ruin him. I want our team to ruin his Christmas. We're not allowed to say avocado. Apparently, it's racist. I just want to beat him on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but he's a no one.
Why
yeah,
him?
but it'd be
Why
funny.
I feel like that's a very irrational hatred. Like, okay,
I
I
don't
hate
know.
him, but I
It's-
don't hate him so much that I want to beat him on Christmas Day. I don't think about him that much.
Well, okay. In addition to that, I want to embarrass
Yes, Santa.
Zion.
What I really want for Christmas.
The entire love fest that goes on for Zion. Like, the guy just signed a max contract extension. He's played, 6 games in fucking 4 years?
Dude, that guy,
I can't wait for the
I don't know
expansion
what-
draft.
Guys, so the Christmas Day game, if we do get one, and some of these teams are already taken, I would have liked to have seen either Mavericks, Lakers,
The Mavs. So
Spurs.
the rumor today, Boyd, is the Mavs. We will play in the season opener.
Yeah, give us
If I had
both.
to choose two, the reason I went thumbs down is because fuck the Pels. We did beat them in 7. I want to fuck the Mavs up.
6.
I want to, make Luca fucking cry. Like a little.
Well, the other talk.
How about the Suns and Bucks on Christmas Day?
That'd be nice too.
Nah. Oh, look out! Giannis learned how to shoot a 3.
The other talk is the Clippers.
Please let it be a full, healthy side too, so we can fuck them over. Everyone's
was the,
talking about the Clippers, man. Everyone's
the,
talking about,
what was the
they're
last-
going to be healthy this year.
The last
Never
thumbs up,
fucking
thumbs
healthy.
down was unanimously all thumbs up, Gav.
Yep, the Suns being one of the most hated teams in the NBA is a good thing. I want to expand on this. People get on Twitter, lose their shit about all other fan bases bashing the shit out of the Suns. The reason they bash the shit out of us is because we're better than them now. Embrace the hate. Hashtag embrace the hate. I seriously, whatever sport, it's the same in Australia with the sports we love. Boyd with the bum sniffer NRL stuff, me with the AFL.
What? Never mind.
Rugby.
No, I don't
think when your team is hated, it's because you're better than everyone else.
It's fair. Yeah, I love it. I love being hated.
Yeah. Anyone
I'm a
else?
lawyer, though, so I guess it's like in my nature.
To go back to quote, like, once again, I'll bring up the bad boys. I love Bill Laimbeer. I think he was an asshole, and sometimes you need an on your team. And one of the things he said, someone has to wear the black hat, and he's happy to be a black hat. That's fine. I think Booker kind of likes I kind of get the feeling that he gets.
He loves. He loves being
like juiced up kind of thing by the hate. He's like, all right, you want me to be the bad guy? I'll be the fucking bad guy, and then just goes out and drops 52 on you or something, man. He loves it, so we should love it.
Absolutely.
I always love being the bad guy.
Loves being the villain.
Fucking awesome. Who wants to be? You can do whatever you want as a bad guy. Can't do shit as a good guy. Bad guys all the way.
Any last comments? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Boyd looks cranky. You all right, Boyd? Or?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
I'll cheer you up with this, Boyd.
We just went through about 40 minutes of just fucking shit that I didn't really want to talk about.
Well, because normally you just speak for the whole time. I'll cheer you up with this one. You ready?
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
Who do you want to have a beer with this week? Boyd.
Who did I say last week? I said Justin, didn't I?
No, you said Ash.
Ash. I still really want to have I haven't had a beer with these guys yet, so I still want to have a beer with these guys. But I think, who do I want to have a beer with? Anyone that wants to have a beer with me. How about that? No, give me Jono from the chat, just because I'm heading over to Perth tomorrow, and
And
we're
you're
going
going
to
to have a
catch
beer
up.
with him. Yeah.
I'm going to have a fucking beer with him on Tuesday night at the casino. So
Your answers are always shit. Hamo, who do you want to have a beer with this week?
I only met him today, man. I think me and Justin would have a friggin' ball on the beer, but I don't think he drinks, do you?
Justin doesn't drink. He's soft.
It's okay, dude.
Yeah.
I'll drink an iced tea with you.
The good thing is he'll buy you a beer, which is great.
True, I will. So that's how
honestly,
I make up for. That's how I make people think I'm still fun. I'm like, I'll buy you drinks. Yay!
going back to what I said before, if I'd known he was in the country, he probably wouldn't have a drink, and I don't drink coffee, but I'd love to share a friggin', I don't know, iced tea or something with Cam Johnson, knowing that he was out here. But, yeah, that's gone.
Justin?
KD, right? Yeah. I would have a beer. In fact, if KD, if he's listening, I will cut the no drinking thing, and I will break.
He'd probably
that to
be
have a
more
beer with Kevin
interested in
Durant.
roasting some tree with you, cuz, I reckon.
Doing what?
I think.
Roasting
I
some
think.
tree.
I think he'd share the bag of OGs with you.
Oh well, and then we're good for sure. Then we're good for sure.
Oh, jeez.
I'm actually
unofficial sponsor of the Aussie Suns fans
Unofficial sponsor of the
podcast.
Aussie
Oh, I
Suns
did it! I
fans
said it right.
podcast.
Did you hear that?
That was well done.
I'm so proud of myself.
Well done.
And I think we're
I'm with-
unofficially sponsored by Buffalo Trace as well.
I think every Suns podcast is
No,
at this
we are.
point.
We're unofficially sponsored by Squeezy Cheese here at the Aussie Suns fans podcast.
Hey, I'm gonna send you guys like a care package. It's gonna be like a case of Squeezy cheese and a bunch of Suns jerseys. I'll be like, here, you can't get this shit in Australia.
I'm with Hamo. He stole mine. I would have had a beer this week with Cam Johnson because he was over in Australia, and I loved the video. Well done, Cam.
On you, Cam.
Next
He's
segment.
a great kid, man. What a great kid.
He is. Next segment.
Don't be a flog.
I really love that fucking frog for some reason. Don't be a flog. Who is our flog of the week this week? Boyd, let's start with you. Who's your flog of the week?
My flog of the week, I'm trying to think of his name. So circle back to me and I'll think of his name and I'll have something for you.
Righto. How about flog of the week?
Look, I've had a really good week this week, other than just standard idiots that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. No, I think Boyd knows the name of the bloke I want to say. I just can't think of his name right now. Something to do with 7 seconds. 7 seconds. I don't know. Circle back.
Justin, please help us clean this shit up.
You know who? Yeah, okay. You know what? I got a good one. I got two.
Excellent.
As much as I love these gentlemen, I know that Paul and Dan are not watching live, and I'm hurt. That's all.
Is it because Paul's at the aquarium or?
I think he might be.
Mate.
It's where Paul goes when anything important's happening. It's the aquarium.
No, that's a fair call.
It's his safe place.
Phoenix Suns, Australia.
Although the other one,
Aussie
I'm
Suns
very
fans.
disappointed. Dan, where the fuck are you? That's just not good enough, Dan. You've
know,
got
it's-
nothing. You have nothing better to do on a Saturday night, surely.
It's very on brand for Dan though. You know he's got to stick with the brand.
He's too cool. He's too cool.
Which I guess
he's got
I guess Paul also then he has to be at the aquarium, so it makes sense. You know, maybe I
that's
was
true.
wrong.
Maybe you're a bit harsh.
I'm getting massive Troy McClure vibes here, eh?
Boyd, have you got your guy yet, or?
Yeah, that Zin Varlock on Twitter. Flog.
Oh, what did he say?
What did he say?
No, I just don't think he's genuine about all the shit that he goes on about. I think I mentioned it in our chat once. I think he's.
I think you're right. I got you.
I think he's super trolly and he's fucking tongue in cheek, but
I like to say he just likes to have fun.
yeah, and it could be that too, and good on him. But I don't like getting sucked into shit. And
Let it flow, Boyd. Let it flow.
Anyway,
that's why. See, here's what you do.
Hey,
you do. Just assume
Yeah.
everybody's wrong unless you truly believe it, and then you go through life just fine. That's what I do.
I shouldn't let this shit bother me. But yeah, I follow the guy. He's pretty funny. But I just
Well, until now, that's the new segment. Who blocked Boyd on Twitter?
It's a
Who blocked Boyd this week.
It's a me thing. It's not a Zen thing. But yeah, he's a flog until
It's
I've
not
worked him
him.
out.
It's you.
It's not him. It's me. Yeah.
Hamo, have you got your name yet, Hamo?
Yeah. Is it David Nash? Who is David Nash?
What did he do?
I don't know. Just wake up to yourself, fuckface.
I'm blocked, so I don't know.
You're not the best in Australia, mate. All right, you're fucking not even mid level. Settle the fuck down. You block Boyd for no fucking reason. He makes more sense than you.
I'm not talking on David Nash. We had to edit the fucking pod.
Yeah, because we can't edit this shit. Shut. All right. Whoa.
Hamo does not come with disclaimers, mate.
I updated that shit. My Hamo Mr. Trick, my flog of the week is Ben Simmons. Anyone who sits out of fucking basketball for a year and then sits out of fake basketball on a computer for a year, you're a fucking tool bag. That is dumb as dog shit.
Yes,
Don't do it. Ben, don't do it. You suck.
No one's buying your jersey. No one's buying. I don't think he's got shoes. He doesn't even wear them. I don't think. Well, he doesn't on the court. But like the only revenue you could possibly extrally get would be a little bit of 2K. Muck that over as well. So yeah, I didn't want to go down there again. But you can already hear in my voice. I'm fucking starting to boil. So we'll just gloss over that. And yeah, fuck you, Ben Simmons. I'm in Shell Harbour. Come fight me, go.
What if Nike? See. What if they released a pair of signature Ben Simmons slides? Because, he doesn't wear basketball shoes because he doesn't play, so he's just wearing slides. That'd be amazing.
Like the new Yeezys or something, like new Yeezys.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I'd buy a pair of Ben. Hey, I'll say it right now. I will absolutely buy a pair of Ben Simmons slides. 100%.
I think the reason
throw his jersey in the trash.
Have you guys seen all the comments that come up on 2K?
Oh, and slides are flip like sandals. Just you guys know that, right? Just for the record.
No, thongs, mate.
Well,
no, they're not thongs. Slides are not thongs.
Oh yeah, no,
that is incorrect.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, gotcha.
Just making sure the translation's all there.
Yeah, no, jandals.
Boy,
what?
You were going to say something.
What?
Yeah, I was. Cool. I thought we're moving on.
I'm trying to hook you up here. Jesus.
No, the whole Ben Simmons thing with the 2K23 not making his likeliness available. I love playing with Ben Simmons on 2K. I fucking love it. It's a cheat code straight up. But have you had the comments that come up in like the ticker thing about his season or his career, like the media and stuff talking about it?
That's pretty much why. Why he's cut his contract.
Yeah, and so I wouldn't think he's a flog. I did it.
What kind of stuff did it say? I didn't see that.
Oh, it's like the breeze was blowing really strong this week. Ben Simmons out for 8 weeks. It's just but it's like really
okay. That's pretty fucked up, dude.
Yeah, it's fucked up shit.
Which is why he canceled his contract.
As much as I hate Ben Simmons, Boyd loves him more. So this is always a fun topic of discussion because we're on two totally different paths here.
All right.
I love it.
Last comments, Justin, as the guest. Do you have any last comments for anyone out there? Plug yourself.
I feel like an hour and a half is a new record for me. I'm glad I was able to make you guys pod for this long. Big victory for Justin this week.
This is a quick one.
Oh, it's just a matter of Nate usually like editing out like 45 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Plug yourself, mate. Where can everyone find you?
Oh, at So Says Jay. You can follow our pod at Fan the Flames NBA. You can follow my co-host at, I forgot what Dan's Twitter handle is now. He changed.
Dan Duarte 1.
Dan Duarte 1. Thank you. I forgot. I couldn't remember it before, and then I finally got it down, and then he quit Twitter, and then he missed us too much, and he came back. And you can follow Paul at Dervish of Worrell, even though they don't love me enough to be here right now.
Boyd, last comments. Where can we find you? All that stuff.
Buds83 on Twitter. I haven't been on there much lately, so I don't know who's blocked me, unfortunately. But no closing.
Who's blocked Paul?
I can't wait until we have something to fucking talk about. Suns related. That's actually fucking relevant to the season instead of all this innuendo.
Hey mate, where can they find you? Last comments.
Find me at Sir Hamo on Twitter, Hamo Hamilton on Facebook, Hamo Speaks YouTube, Insta. we always need you guys to get on and comment these videos as much as possible. We need your likes, we need your subscriptions, your shares. Going to pass it off to Gav. He's going to tell you how to do that. But guys, please support us as much as you can. We get the chance to talk to great people like our man Justin here, and we couldn't do that if we don't get enough, love and interaction going on these online, especially live. So yeah, Gav, take it away.
Follow us at Aussie Suns Fans on Twitter, on YouTube, all that fun stuff. Like, comment, share, do all that good stuff. Make sure that you're supporting us so that we can keep going. Jock Landale, you need to come on to this show. You have no choice. We're just going to keep harassing you until you do. Boyd, can you stop calling him a cunt on Twitter?
Hey, hang on. Gav, no.
That might not help.
I got something to say on that. Don't
he's
fucking
Aussie, it
beg
might.
that. Don't
I'm
beg
not
that.
begging. No, don't. Why would you?
Begging him, man.
We want to get guests on, Boyd, for fuck's sake. Don't call him a cunt on Twitter. I'm done with you.
Hey,
I'm not
don't
begging
fucking
him.
do that.
I'm just going to
Gav.
keep asking him. No.
Day
it's-
3,
hey,
day
you
4.
had your turn. You shut up now. Join us, like us, all that sort of stuff. Justin, thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you,
Really
guys.
appreciate
Thank you.
As
Always
always.
a blast.
And most importantly, Paul Derbyshire-World, we're working on it. We have a list. We're working through that list. You will definitely come on one day. We will get there. I promise you.
We're getting there. We just
it's
got to
going to
organise the
happen.
time.
It's just about the timing and getting Boyd to agree to it because he just wants to call you the bad
He just
words
wants
that
to
he
get
calls
blocked by
Jock
you on
Landale. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Hope you had a great day, and we will see you next week.
Peace.